So let us see this. So superposition theorem. So superposition theorem states that the algebraic sum of the responses caused by the individual sources is equal to the response when all sources are acting simultaneously. This is the statement of superposition theorem. So just I want to make you understand this statement very clearly. First, what we are seeing is that sum of the responses. Here, try to understand that response means output. Response means output. And how are we producing the output is by applying some input. So, what is the input is this sources, the individual sources are what the inputs. Now, that should be equal to, we are saying that sum of the responses caused by means, so because of this individual sources, it is producing some outputs. That is what this statement up to this, the statement is that, so some responses are there. How we produce that responses is because of these sources. But how many sources is there in this way? Let us say I have one system. System means some circuit. For this circuit, I would like to give some input. What is the input? Is some voltage source, let us say. Usually, I will represent the input as X. If I will give some voltage source X1 as the input to this circuit, it produces some output. That output may be some resistor voltage. So that output I will call as Y1. For the same circuit, if I will give some other input, means this may be different voltage source, then it produces a different output. Its corresponding output is what? Y2. Like that, if I will keep trial with various sources, X3 will give output of Y3. And so on, in generally Xn will produce an output of Yn. Now here, what are these Y1, Y2, Y3 and so on Yn? Try to observe carefully. So this is what only X1 is applied, only X1 is given to this system. That means X1 input is producing an output of Y1. Like that, we are trying to check each of the input, what is its corresponding output. Clear? So now, if I will add up all these outputs, that is what the algebraic sum of the responses. If I will add, so this summation yi, where I is equal to 1 to n. What is this? This is what the algebraic sum of responses means outputs. So how we got these outputs? Each output is because of the single inputs. What are the inputs? X1 is one input, X2 is another input. So which is sources usually. These inputs are sources. Now try to see this statement. Algebraic sum of the outputs. How we produce that outputs is caused by the individual sources. Individual sources means X1 is one source, which is the individual source. X2 is another source, which is the individual source. This X1 individual source is producing an individual output Y1. Similarly, all other outputs Y2 to Yn. So once we add up all these responses, means outputs, which are caused by, actually these are caused by individual sources. So let us not to focus on these caused by, how we produce that outputs, let us think little later. So what we have is sum of the responses, means sum of the outputs. Now let me take again same system. This same system means the same circuit. Same circuit. Now I will give some input. I will give some input. Let us say output is Y. Output is Y. Output is Y. Now, if this input is equal to, X is equal to sum of the individual inputs, that is input 1 to input n, like x1 plus x2 plus x3 and so on xn, such a input I given to this system. Means in this way, initially I might be given this as 1 volt to 2 volt to 3 volts to 10 volts. Now what I will do is that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on 10. How much is that value? That value of input I will give here. Then what kind of output are we going to get is, this output Y is the total output when all the inputs are given together. So this output is equal to usually sum of the responses caused by the individual sources. That is what algebraic sum of the responses, which is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n yi. What does this means is that, so or let me explain this concept with simple problem. So before that, just let me look at this statement once again. Now see that algebraic sum of the responses. What are the responses? Responses is outputs. These outputs are like this: y1, y2, y3 and so on yn. If I will add up all these outputs, how much I will get is, it is equal to the response means output. This effect also can be called as output, when all sources are acting simultaneously. What are the sources? Sources are inputs. When inputs are all together here, see all inputs acting simultaneously. So when these all inputs are acting simultaneously, how much output I will get? Some output Y. This output Y is equal to the algebraic sum of the outputs which we had seen previously. That is what the superposition theorem. That means this Y is equal to summation of yi over I1 to n. So let us see this in a simple terminology like this. For a simple or in generalized way to understand this, you have one circuit. So this might be U, and I will give you so rupees 1 to you, and how much you got manifested that in terms of the work, and how much you earn is, so after getting job. So if I'll put 1 rupee expenses on your study, then after getting job, let us say you are producing 10 rupees. And for the same person, if we make input as 10 rupees, so let us say the output is 100. This we are calculating. Now what we do is that for the same person, instead of giving 1 rupee one time, then 10 rupees other time, I would like to give these two inputs together. Together means simultaneously. I am giving 1 rupee, at the same time I am giving 10 rupee as an input to this person. Then how much he will produce the output is the previous sum of the outputs, that is rupees 10 and rupees 100. This amount of the output he will produce, that is 110. So this is what the superposition principle. So if we give So this is what the input x1. So this is what the output y1. So this is what the input x2. This is what the output y2. Now for this person, if I will give combinedly x1 plus x2, this is what the input x1 plus x2. How much output I will get is some y, let us say some y. How much is this y usually? Is y1 plus y2. What is y1 and what is y2? y1 is the output when only x1 is there. y2 is the output when only x2 is there. So once I will add up these outputs, that is what the output when all the inputs are acting together. So this is in simple manner the superposition principle. Now let us see a simple problem for this. So let us take this problem and here try to identify how many sources are there. Two sources are there. This is one source. This is another source.
Sir, akka 12 volts sir.
Yes, 12 volts. It is 12 volts. It is 12 volts. Okay, two sources are there. So sources is nothing but just like assume as inputs. Sources are inputs. Sources are inputs. Next, what they were asking is find the current I. Find current I. Current I. Now this whatever we need, that is what the output. Here output is current. That what we need. So these are equivalent to X. These are equivalent to Y in generally. Now I need Y means output. So given that X are there, but how many X's are there? 2 X's. 2 inputs are there. Now what I will say is that in this way. So let us say when 12 volts acting, case 1, it may produce some output. That output let me call as y dash or y1 is equal to I dash. Some output which is equal to I dash. So let us calculate these things and now let us see how we do that. Only 12 volts is there now. This 10 volts is not there. So just I will try to put in this way. 10 volts is not there means I want to make it 0. See here in the above case, when x1 is there, x2 is not there. What does it mean? Here x2 is 0. When x2 is there, I can say x1 is 0. So now in the same way, I want to make this second person to be 0 to see what is the effect of the first person. That first person effect I am taking output as y1 which is equal to I dash. So in order to make this second person to 0, usually if there is any voltage source, we will replace with the short circuit, means simple wire. Thereby previously here some voltage is there, now that voltage goes to 0 volts. By replacing in this way short circuit, you can make voltage source to be 0. Once we come across current source, we will see what to do to make the current to be 0. Okay. As of now, think of voltage source can be made 0 by replacing it with short circuit. Now I replaced it. So now I can see in the circuit only this is what the input. No other input is there. Because of this input, whatever output takes place here, that I will call I1 dash, I dash. Or you can consider I1, it's yours, whichever is convenient to you. So you can consider I suffix 1, I suffix or I of 1. Now we would like to find what is this I of 1. In an easy way, we can see in many ways we can find this. How can we find this? You can go with the nodal analysis, simple nodal analysis. Now, how we do that? Let us consider this as a reference node, means 0 voltage. This node voltage is already known, 12 volts. Why? Because it is a voltage source connected directly, see. Where? Reference to non-reference. So, you no need to assume any voltage here. So, what is left out? This one. Let us consider this node voltage as Vx. Now, let us write the Kirchhoff's current law at the node X. So, what we get? Vx minus 12 by 4 is this branch current plus Vx minus 0 by 2 is the middle branch current plus Vx minus 0 by 6 is this right side branch current is equal to 0. Kirchhoff's current law, KCL at node X. This is what the X node. So now let us see what is the X, Vx. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 6 into Vx is equal to how much? So 4 3s are. So that becomes 3 over here. So how much is this value? Verify. So 4 inverse plus 2 inverse means 1 by 2 plus 1 by 6 is 11 by 12. So 3 divided by this answer will gives. So Vx is equal to, Vx I will put in this way, 36 by 11 volts. But this is not what I need. I am using nodal analysis in between this superposition theorem to get some value. What is that value? Is current. So can I say now what is I of 1? I of 1 is Vx minus 0 by 2. Just for that purpose I used here this section. Let me highlight. So with some different color in this way. Sorry. This section will corresponding to the nodal analysis part. Means we are using nodal analysis. You can use any other method to calculate the current, no issue. Using nodal analysis. But no restriction that you should use only this. But at last, what you need is I of 1. So whatever methodology you use, it doesn't matter. So I of 1 is Vx minus 0 by 2. Vx is 36 by 11 by 2 is 18 by 11 ampere. So fine. What we seen is that because of the 12 volts, how much is the current over here? That what we had seen. Next what we do? In the next case, because of the 10 volts, how much is the current at this location? So let us take up that, for which let me take this diagram. Case 2, what does it represent is that case 2. So in case 2, what we do is that, now I want to make only 10 volts source active, this source to be inactive. That means if this source is not there, that should be replaced with short circuit. Thereby this becomes 0 volt. That what I want to make. And now only this source is there. When only this second source is there, let us consider this corresponding current as second source response, I of 2. What does it represent is that this is the response as like Y2. Now see here, case 2 is 10 volts active. And what does the output? What is the output here? Some Y2. What is Y2 here is I of 2. Previously, what is the output is Y1, which is equal to I of 1. If you want more precisely, this can be assumed as X1. So this can be assumed as X2. Inputs. When X2 is 10 volts, only this one is there. No other inputs are there. Then how much is the output? Y2. what is y2 is I of 2. Just this is assumption. We are assuming it. Let. So next, now with this circuit, what is our objective after getting this case? After this, what is our objective? Objective is to get the current. Which current? I of 2. Now use any method which you know, no issue, but ultimately get this current. So again I am going with the nodal analysis just to make you aware of the nodal analysis perfectly. So just I am assuming this node voltage again Vx, or if you will get confused with the previous Vx, so let me say this is some y, Vy, second case Vy. Now again write the KCL at node y, at y. What do we get? Vy minus 0, where this other side of the 4 ohms connected to ground. Why? Because we made this to be short circuit. So if this voltage source is there, we cannot say 4 is connected to the ground, but as because it is simply conductor, now we can say it is connected to ground. So what is the voltage? Vy minus 0 by 4 is the current. Next, Vy minus 0 by 2 plus Vy minus 10. Here voltage is 10 now, divided by 6 is equal to 0. Just try to calculate how much is Vy. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 6 whole into Vy. Then how much is the constant? Left out constant is 0 by 4, 0 by 2, 10 by 6. So 10 by 6. So calculate this value. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 6.
11 by 12.
11 by 12, and that, so 10 by 6 divided by this. So 20 by 11. Vy is equal to 20 by 11. So now once we get Vy, this Vy nodal analysis not our main objective. What is our main objective is getting this current. How can we get that current? Now check it. So I of 2, can I say Vy by 2? Vy minus 0 of course by 2. So how much we will get? This as, so 20 by 11 by 2 is 10 by 11 amperes. Previously how much we got? 18 by 11 amperes. Now what is the superposition theorem is that? So according to superposition principle, superposition theorem, superposition principle or theorem principle. So the output, total output Y should be equal to first output Y1 plus second output Y2. That is what is the output? First output I of 1. This output may be current, voltage, whatever it may be. So first output is current I of 1, second output is also same current but I of 2. Now how much is that? So first output is 18 by 11 plus second output is 10 by 11. So total is 28 by 11 amperes. This is what the total output. This is the superposition principle. So it look like making the calculations cumbersome. So like more means tedious work, but somewhere these things also will be helpful. So what are we doing is that whenever 2 or more than 2 sources are there, we will not consider all sources at a time. Instead of that, we will consider case by case as like this. Take the first source as x1. Now only first source is acting, all other sources must be made 0. So I made the second source to be 0 by replacing with short circuit. Remember that voltage sources, let me write here. So voltage sources are replaced by are replaced by are replaced by short circuit SC. Voltage sources are replaced by short circuit for what? To make to make it to make it 0. To make the source to be 0, we need to replace that by short circuit. Okay. So as like this, see here, I want to consider only x1. When x1 is considered, x2 must be made 0. How can I make 0? Is if it is a nature of the voltage, we will replace by short circuit, as like this. Like that you do it. Then after this, just try to make this small change, that you assume this as your I of 1 instead of I. So both times you will get confused. Instead of that, this is case 1 current, like that. Case 1 current is I of 1, case 2 current is I of 2. Ultimately what you need is I. What is I is I of 1 plus I of 2. That what are we doing here? I of 1 plus I of 2. Now you can verify this whether superposition is holds good or not by taking the original circuit. Let me verify by any method. Let me take this circuit. Copy, and now let us verify this superposition statement whether it is true or not. Ultimately what do I need is I. So how can I get verification? You can verify like this. Verification. How can I verify is that now when both sources are acting, let me consider here some V voltage. Now you can use again nodal analysis. Previously only 12 volt source or 10 volt source is acting. Now both sources are acting. How much current I should get here? That current should match with this current. That is what the verification. Let us see that. So now KCL at node n here. So at n, let us see how can we do. This is nodal analysis. Now how can I write KCL at node V? This n is V minus 12. This is node voltage V, other side is 12. So V minus 12 by 4 is this branch current. Next, V minus 0 by 2 is middle branch current, and the end branch is V minus 10 by 6 is equal to 0. How much is V? Cross verify. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 6 into V, and how much is the constant? This is 12 by 4 is 3, and this is 10 by 6, so plus 10 by 6, let me put as it is. Any other things are there? That's all. Now how much is V? So we already calculated this value, 1 by 4, 1 by 12, 1 by 2, 1 by 6 is, how much is this value? How much is this value? Okay, anyhow, just see this, how much is the final value of this. So let me check. So this is 11 by 12 is this value, and other side is, so this 3 plus 10 by 6 divided by the previous answer 11 by something.
11 by 12, sir.
11 by 12. So how much is the answer? Final answer. V is equal to 56 by 11 volts. But this is not what I need. What I need is current. How much is the current? Let us see. This current is equal to V minus 0 by 2. So V minus 0 by 2 is what the current? That is 56 by 11 by 2 is equal to, are we getting same? Yeah. So 28 by 11 ampere. See, did we got same value or not? Even if we do, the response caused by one voltage source I of 1, The response caused by the second voltage source is I of 2. If we add up those responses, what we got is total response. Even if we calculate both sources together, we got the same answer, 28 by 11. Okay. So in this way, you can apply the superposition principle.